So yes, we know that the symbol is the Whispering Way. So let's ask about the Dark Riders then. Um, it seems that you have more in common with the people we're chasing than we would have believed. Where did the Dark Riders go to?
Yes, I was told to prevent anyone from finding out about the Dark Riders in case anyone come asking questions. As I said, they paid for fresh horses and you know left. You can check the ledger if you'd like.
Did you say which way they rode off?
Are you saying that these people that don't want people to know where they went actually properly signed the ledger?
Well, he recorded the sale of 2 horses.
Mm-hmm.
To anybody else but you two, who the hell are they? Or, except for your group.
Well, where did they go?
I think he's saying he doesn't know. I'm just wondering if we at least have a direction.
I'm back.
Yeah, the direction is what I'm asking about, because there's no way he didn't watch them as they left. Which way did they go?
I apologize. As soon as I got back from the store, that's when my dog decided she had to go to the bathroom, and she's elderly, so it takes her like 10 minutes to figure it
out. Not a problem.
Doggy diaper.
If only.
He can't be sure about one of them, but the other one headed off toward the direction of Ilmarsh, which is a very small shanty town nearby.
And how long ago was this?
It was probably 5 to 6 hours ago.
I'm still grappling him, right?
Yep. Does he know can he tell us anything else about Greymarsh? Or Ilmarsh, sorry.
Yes, he can. And let's see, give me just a second.
I'm just standing here. I've been just dispersed the celestial flaming spirit of my sword. I look around, trying to figure out what the hell happened to me and how I ended up in the stables tied up.
Ilmarsh is, it's just a small fishing and logging town. It's nothing much to speak of. It doesn't even have a legitimate militia. Just a local sheriff and a few half-trained dimwits as deputies.
Why would they be interested in such a place? Do you know?
Above my pay grade.
Do you know if there's any other servants of the Whispering Way here in town?
Once again, that would be above my pay grade.
Winter?
Yes.
Do you think, considering the position I have him in and the pain he's in, that I would get a bonus to my intimidate?
He's spilling everything he knows. I think he's intimidated.
I think we can do better.
Yeah, he's pretty intimidated.
And impaled. At this point, I'll let Celine intimidate him more.
So that's my intimidation roll. I'm going to look him in the eye while squeezing him into my spikes and ask him if there's anything he thinks he might be forgetting or leaving out or misremembering. Because if he is, implied threat.
No, he does say that Ilmarsh is kind of a strange place, though. Um,
Strange how.
well, the natives of Thrushmore, we call them musties, on the account of this distinctive, unpleasant, musty aroma that they carry around about them. And
You work with
um,
horse shit. You don't smell so great either.
I smell better than they do.
I just rolled my sense motive.
Yes, you can tell that he's being honest in what he's relaying, and he also goes to say that Ilmarsh ain't the only settlement down that way. Um, there's some other village or down there that only the musties know about. And they call them the neighbors down the bay, or just the neighbors for short. And, no one outside of Ilmarsh knows who these neighbors are, or we've never seen them around here. Just hear rumors about them from time to time.
It does sound strange. I'll glance at Damon at this point and just. Is there any, Damon, are you carrying any obvious signs of Serenade? Anything that we'd be able to tell?
I have a wooden holy symbol of samurai. It'd be hanging off my belt.
So he'll just sort of glance over Damon and see the other slaughtered ghoul, and he'll ask, and what brought you here?
Well, I was in the temple of samurai training and studying, and I was during my meditation. I received a vision to come to this area to help the people out, and that I may run into a group that may need my help, and to do that. So I came here. Last thing I remember coming into this town was riding in, looking for stables, and then I heard this commotion coming, people yelling undead, and I'm tied up in one of the stables over there. And then when I come out of it, there's a ghouls in a flaming wall.
Wow.
If we were playing 5e, I would have given you inspiration for me not having to figure out your backstory.
Yeah, I wrote a little insert for my character bio when I made it.
So yeah, at that point, Garrus will turn back to the grappled stable master. Just ask, what was your purpose in capturing this man?
Not that I object.
Not that you object to him capturing the man?
Oh no, not at all. In fact, if he wants, I vote that the rest of us put him back in his binds at some point.
We're not giving you a vote anymore. Democracy is dead.
Anyone else?
Just look at the poor guy sitting there grappling the other guy. Says, redemption's a long path, buddy. One day you'll find it.
You talking to me or the guy in my arms?
Both of you. It's because I heard you say that.
Damon doesn't know it, but when he arrived at the stables, it was right around the time that this business transaction with the riders was taking place. So they kind of jumped him and left him to the stableman to deal with him.
Then I ask him, what do you do with my horse? Because I don't see it in the stable.
Went to the butcher's yard.
Well, your horse was kind of fresh, so I sold it. It was one of the 2 horses that I sold.
Well, I would like some recompense for the horse you sold then.
How do you whisper to the DM again?
/W and then GM. Yep, I got it. So, I might be able to give you some money for your horse if you let me go.
Well, I would like that, but I don't know what these guys have to do here and what's going on. Or I'm new to town, so I don't even know who these Whisper ones are or the Dark Riders are.
The Whispering Way is. How much do we know about them? I think we've learned enough to know that they're servants of the Whispering Tyrant.
Yes.
Are you guys done asking him questions?
No. We know what happens when we're done asking him questions. So yeah, at this point, he's a member of the Whispering Way. They're servants of the Whispering Tyrant who ruled over Ustalav for hundreds of years. He's an undead lich. He should be turned over to the local authorities to be punished.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Well, I thought you said democracy was dead.
I give the paladin. I'm comfortable giving the paladin the vote.
Well, okay. One vote for turning him over, and I hear 1 vote for squeezing him until I can hear him pop.
Well,
I don't care what
technically,
you do.
there's 2 votes for turning him over.
What? Two of you spoke at the same time. I didn't hear.
Bob said,
I interpret that as squeeze.
The way I say it goes, you guys seem to be new in town. I'm new in town. If you want to foster some type of relationship with the people here, if you're going to be working, if you're going to be doing stuff, then you may want to turn this guy over for some justice and show the people that they can trust us and maybe to be freer with their information.
Damon,
Yes.
have you played Pathfinder before?
No, I haven't. Well, I'm playing 2 ones, but this is the highest I've ever got.
Okay. Have you ever played a paladin before?
No.
Okay. Just so you know, I'm not trying to be a backseat player, but as a paladin of Saren Ray, you should both have a problem with the fact that I'm torturing this guy. You definitely should not stand by while I kill an unarmed and helpless opponent.
Well, I'm not going to let you kill him. I'm going to actually hit him with laying hands right now and heal him full.
You can try that.
you guys all need to settle down before I just finish this for you. Remember who's the sorcerer here with all the control spells and pits.
I can fly
Look
and
at
balm
him.
you.
This guy's giving
Okay.
information. We should free him and send him to jail. Or stand
That's-
trial.
that's- The fact that you said free him, I had a problem with. After that, you said send him to jail. I do not have a problem with that.
Well, that's what we've been talking about. We're going to send him to jail.
Turn him over to
That's
the
not
authorities.
freeing him. But yeah, we should.
It's
hand
freeing
over
him
to
from the
local
fact that
authorities.
he's impaled on spikes.
I suppose if you count that as freedom.
It's a kind of freedom.
So I'm hearing tepid support for squeezing.
No support for squeezing.
Okay. You flag down someone, and tell him to fetch the sheriff, and the sheriff comes over, and he's like, "What the hell's going on here?"
You have a member of the Whispering Way here in your village, and I will show him the well, assuming that the sheriff even knows what the Whispering Way is, since it's a secret society. You have a servant of darkness in your number.
I point out the two ghouls in the back part of the stables.
What's left of them
Uh,
after they get blown up anyway?
I
Okay,
only blew up
so
one.
what exactly are you charging this man of?
He's a member of the Whispering Way.
He's
got blood.
associating with the undead.
He got blood all over my armor.
And he tried to kill us. So, attempted murder, working with the undead, part of a evil cult. How many things do I need for you to do something?
Kidnapping and forceful confinement of my person. I was tied up in one of the stables till I broke free.
Okay, gentlemen, I will, and ladies, I will take care of it.
I'm gonna
And
hold on. I'm sense motive in that. This guy doesn't seem like the up and up. I think he's a member of the Whispering Way.
The
I'm
whole
gonna
town.
give the paladin a look and be like, check this guy out. Is he evil?
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm gonna focus on the sheriff and use my detect evil as a move action. See if I can detect evil on him.
no, you are not detecting any evil coming from the sheriff.
And I reach down to the guy on the ground and put
Doesn't
my
mean
hand
he's
on him,
not
pick him
evil.
up. Pick him up. I reblade to the guy that he's not evil and pick him up. And as I'm doing so, I do lay on hands on him.
Assuming that, Celine lets him go.
I'm assuming Celine said she was okay with sending him to jail and
I
standing
never
trial.
said that.
Yeah. Don't count on that.
Well, I
Did you
thought that was
seriously just
Celine.
heal my prisoner?
I said I reached down, put my lay on hands on him to help him up.
He's not up. He's in my arms. I have him grappled into my spiked armor.
I'm trying to pick him up and using laying hands at the same time.
Okay.
I'm going to explain to this law enforcement officer that this is a tiefling. They are generally evil. You might want to take this as well.
Or at least, the
Oh.
authorities are here. It's time to let the guy go.
Yeah, the sheriff says, "Hey, stop that. I will take care of this prisoner, and he will be prosecuted for his crimes." And you do believe him.
All right, just give me 1 second. Now I'll let him go.
Get that final squeeze in. And, this guy collapses to the ground, just blood pouring out of the many little holes in him. And
I look at him and I say, if we ever see you again, they're going to have to pick you up with a rake.
he looks up at you and goes, "You'll never see me again." Then the sheriff goes, "Well, you're damn right about that."
If you plan to employ the death penalty, I volunteer.
I'll keep that in mind.
What do you mean by that exactly, Sheriff?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean by that?
That if we implement the death penalty, we'll give him a call.
No, I mean when he said you'll never see me again, and then the sheriff goes, "You're damn right about that." Like it sounds like he's kind of on that guy's side. What do you mean? What are you saying?
No, I think he means that you'll never see him again because he's getting executed or going to jail forever.
Pretty
So
much.
we'll never get to see him again.
And you did sense motive on the sheriff, and
He is.
you believe that he is being honest.
Honest with taking him and never coming back.
Okay, so the sheriff leaves and tells you all not to cause any more trouble. And that the sheriff himself really doesn't want to see you either.
Hard to blame him for going around impaling people.
He's saying that to the Tieflin, right?
Well, he's looking at the tiefling, but he said it to everyone.
I really feel like we made a difference already in this town.
We're certainly no longer welcome here. I guess that's a difference.
That is different.
You really think they're going to try and make us leave?
Okay. You know that one of the riders took off for Ilmarsh. You have no clue about the other rider. You are in town, and if you want to do any shopping, this is the place to do it.
So, did we establish, are we going to have enough time for him to enchant me? It would take about a day and a half.
Yeah, I'll let you spend a day and a half. It won't delay the story that much.
Are you okay with enhancing me?
I can do it, yeah. As long as we get time, that's all up to Winter.
Then,
Yeah, because you've all been out in the woods anyway, and even though you're in a hurry, you know where the guy is going, so you arrange for lodging and showers and whatnot. So yeah, you got plenty of time.
okay, I'll have you turn my armor to +3.
I'll spend that time getting to know Darius and the others to see what their mission is. If it aligns with mine.
So yes, Darius will go over, everything that's happened with the professor, or from the professor being, well, actually, am I the only one who actually knew the professor by this point, or did Lydia? Anyways, I'll explain about the professor and, the fact that we investigated his murder and the haunted prison, and then we ended up going to Lipestad, which is one of the larger cities in Ustalov, and got involved with a murder trial. They were trying to convict a golem of having the beast of Lipestad, and we proved his innocence, and ended up discovering that the Whispering Way was trying to frame him and use him. And then we moved on and got involved with werewolf politics at a hunting lodge, where the Whispering Way was they were interfering, trying to get friendly werewolves basically and put in power so they could take the werewolf chief's heart and use it in some dark ritual. I guess they actually did take it, didn't they? They have that right now.
Yes, they did get the pack heart.
So that's one of the things that we're chasing.
Can you adjust my armor class to +3, Winter? I don't know how to do it.
You have to manually change the item in your inventory sheet. Go in and change its AC bonus
right?
1 higher.
Celine, I upped your AC by 1.
Did you just do it through the combat tab, Winter?
Yes, I did. He's a Hero Lab import. I've got to drag him actually over a real armor entry. So I just added 1 to the miscellaneous tab on the AC.
Oh, so his armor, his inventory isn't real.
Right.
All right. Can I talk to you in private for a second, Winter?
Yeah, sure can.
User left your channel. Channel switched.
Just
Channel switched.
I used the wrong mouse.
User left your channel.
Yeah, I made this guy a
User
PC
joined your
gen,
channel.
so I did a lot of
User joined your
manual
channel.
fixes for a lot of my stuff, and I'm still finding some I still have to fix.
so other than leaving him my armor, which he's enchanting, my character actually hasn't really been out of the woods in a long time. So she's kind of. I'm just gonna bop around the neighborhood and see the site, see what's interesting, and then she will say her prayers and go to bed.
If we hear about a host of bodies in the morning,
No, there has to be a justifiable reason for me to kill them.
Okay, does anyone want to do any shopping while they're in town?
I do.
Ilmarsh is very, very small and very backwater.
So I can't.
no, you're in
Yes,
Thrushmore right now,
yes.
so you can.
Please
Oh.
go shopping.
He's saying
Spend
we
your
should do it before we go to Ilmarsh, where all there is to buy is fish.
Well, I gotta check prices then. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'll
and
do
you are right. You are the only one that remembers the professor.
The poor professor and his kind of hot daughter.
Hey man, I had a thing going with that daughter.
Not anymore. I can go back. I'm the only one who knows her anymore. With my 8 charisma, I'm sure I can charm her.
Can I buy a resurrection spell and resurrect Lonely Sword?
What level spell is that?
It's actually pretty low.
Why, you don't like Bob?
No, I'm fine. It's just, Miss Lonely Sword. He was my favorite. And he had a cool backstory. And one hand.
And a face that we never saw until he died and we took off his mask.
And
Yeah,
then put it right back on.
They desecrated my body after I died.
Desecration is such a harsh word.
How do you feel about the flower?
What?
I don't think we were doing that to Lonely Sword, no.
You keep that guy away from my dead body.
What did we do? Did we bury you in the end? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Well, Vok, it's been a little while. I would allow you to resurrect Lonely Sword.
I
But
sent you Sorry, go ahead, Winter.
he would have to, let's give him a greater madness, at least make it interesting.
Rude.
I sent Lydia a PM.
Yeah, I replied. Didn't you see me?
No, I didn't.
I speak just about everything.
Sweet. Private conversations.
Bob likes speaking stuff too. You can talk to Bob.
Good old Bob. But yeah, I could just see it. We could give Lonely Sword multiple personalities. One would be him.
No,
One
what
would
would be
be
funny if you brought Lonely Sword back and then had him join up with the Kobold.
well, the Kobold was going to be one of the personalities, and Bob was going to be one of the personalities.
So sometimes he just starts pecking the ground.
Every time you're in combat, you roll a d3, and on a 3, you become a chicken. That would intimidate the hell out of your attackers.
Well, I don't think intimidate is the correct term there. I think confuse is more appropriate. So like we're having a sword fight and suddenly I just drop my sword and start pecking the ground. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Just run at your attackers naked. Say, who's first? I know that would intimidate the hell out of me.
So, is everyone done shopping?
No, I have no idea what I need. And of course, I don't have the thing bookmarked on this computer. It's on my other one. I'm trying to think of the stuff I would need as a sorcerer.
Anything that improves armor class or enhances charisma.
Well, armor class ideally is not a big deal.
My AC is pretty good for being a sorcerer. And I don't get hit very often. And I can always cast mage armor and stuff, which I usually do. I actually didn't have it on today because I forgot to put it on.
Well, then we know the party officially has too much money because we've run out of things to buy.
No, it's just I'm
Some
not
of us
an
are
item
saving.
user. Sorcerers just don't use that many items.
You could always buy wands for miscellaneous stuff. Because you don't have a wide selection of spells. You just have, you're really good at what you have.
And your comment about your armor class almost sounded like you're daring me to hit you.
Well, I mean, you start coming at me with guys, I'm just going to dimension door away. Then I'm going to put fly myself, and then invisibility, and then I'm going to fly back into the fight.
So, hold portal, see invisibility, and arrows of thermonuclear war.
Hate those arrows.
Seems a bit extreme.
I've been playing with the sorcerer numbers for like a week in my free time, trying to find a way to make a transmuter sorcerer that's a complete melee, and I can't seem to make it work.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept.
Well, I want, like, if you use, like, Eagle Splendor and Bull Strength and just keep buffing the crap out of himself before he leaps into battle.
That'd be
All right.
pretty cool.
Well, it is time for my next patrol. So while you guys look up stuff you're going to buy, I will think about it while I'm doing my patrol. And I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Not a problem, Buck.
I don't really have any money, so I used it all to get to this village. So I'm just gonna get to know Darius and the others, even Celine, even though seeming kind of psychotic.
Who's psychotic?
Well, Celine seems to like to cause damage.
I'm not psychotic. I am completely in control of my faculties, and every decision is carefully calculated and executed with great forethought.
No. And seeing if our interests align, and then eventually comes to the point, well, if you need help, I'll help you guys out.
You know, if our interests align, then either you're screwed or I am. Something's going on.
His interests might align with mine, at least.
It's a strange world.
I suppose you should also know, Paladin, that, you know, just by looking at her, you can tell she's a tiefling. She has purple skin, she has wings, she has a prehensile tail, claws, teeth, the works. Scale skin.
Yeah.
Well, aren't we easygoing?
Well, I posted my backstory. My parents were actually evil. My mother sought redemption the day I was born so I would have a better life. So I understand people can be evil, but not to judge them by the looks, but by their overall actions.
That might not go well for her either.
Please don't judge me by my actions.
I'm also a warrior, a holy warrior. I mean, I understand that things happen in combat in the heat of battle. I mean, the reason I wasn't too jumping on you to get off the person right away is, I mean, I was tied up and knocked out in a stable, and I woke up and I was facing ghouls, so I was still trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
It's all good. I mean, sometimes you're in a heat of battle and you accidentally kill an opponent. Sometimes you hunt their family down and lock them in a barn and set it ablaze while you cackle. You know, just you're in the moment.
Okay. Is anyone else going shopping other than Vok?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not going shopping at the moment.
Okay.
I'll have to get around later this week to start writing some more of my celestial spirit buffs. Since I only have a +1, I'm only worried about writing a +1 one. So you guys are after these riders because they stole something?
They took the heart of the werewolf pack lord. No doubt for some dark ritual. Anything involving the Whispering Way is always troubling.
I just had nothing better to do and I ran into them.
They kind of left out that the last guy they encountered in the last town was trying to raise all these innocent town folks as an undead army.
Alright, I bought a page of spell knowledge.
You bought a what?
Page of spell knowledge. If a spontaneous caster has a page of spell knowledge on their person somewhere, in their backpack, whatever, the spell that is inscribed on that is added to their spell's note, so they can cast it as a daily spell.
Cool.
What spell are you taking with it?
I got the spell Keep Watch.
That's a handy one.
So that I can craft at nighttime. So instead of sleeping, I just sit around crafting.
Okay. Let me know when you're all ready and we can begin again.
Yeah, I'm good whenever.
Yeah, me too.
Don't forget what I said, Winter.
Remind him. He's already forgotten, I guarantee it.
Kilvok, okay. And we've got your armor up.
Hey, I don't suppose any of you played World of Warcraft.
Yep.
Yeah, I did for a while.
Did you guys see the announcement they made at BlizzCon for that?
Oh, the World at War one?
No, I'm
Or
talking
the
about the
fact that
classic
these-
servers.
Yeah, the vanilla servers.
I'm looking forward to that.
Don't get that. I guess if they make improvements.
A lot of it depends on how they do it, how good it will be, but I'll have to wait and see. But I'm hoping that they do it right and it will be fun. Because I played vanilla and I enjoyed it.
It was good. It's just there's been so many quality of life improvements over that time. So I never entirely get, oh, vanilla's so great. Yeah, but it had a lot of problems that they fixed over the, 12 years.
A lot of people consider the quality of life improvements to have taken away from the game's community because you don't need to talk to people or learn who people are anymore on your server. There's less communication because you just press a button and you jump into a dungeon and you never talk to these people again.
Yeah, most of those people are assholes, though. Have you ever been on Trade Chat?
Yes, they are, except when you have to play with them in order to do dungeons. Then if they treat people like assholes, they get blacklisted and never get to play again.
What game are you talking about?
World of Warcraft.
People still play that?
No.
My friends got me into that around 2008 when Burning Crusade was the current expansion. And let me tell you how non-addictive my personality is. It took me 3 years to get one character to level 70.
Well, by that point, level 80 would be the maximum level.
Whatever the maximum was.
It would have been 70 when you started, but 3 years later, Wrath of the Lich King would have been out.
And that's if you actually bought the expansion.
I did. Everything right up to Mist of Pandora.
I started in the beta for World of Warcraft. They invited me to play. I was a big name on Ultimate Online, and apparently they liked people from there. They wanted to bring the community over, so they sent me out a bunch of. They sent me out a beta invite, and they sent me out like 3 others to give to my friends.
Sorry, I have Warlords. Even though I haven't played since Wrath of the Lich King, every time they come out with an expansion and they put it on sale, I've bought it anyway. So I have like 3 expansions I've never played.
It's not
Okay. You all arrange lodging and care for the horses and the buggy and so forth, and Vok, you're busy crafting away, and it's starting to get night and so forth, and you're all turning in for bed. Damon, you notice that Celine has kind of left her door open, and you can overhear her praying.
To who?
I'm not a person who's going to intrude on someone's privacy. I just go to my room.
Tarbathon.
And say my prayers to Sarenrae. Make sure my door's locked.
Wow, great character development. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. As you
Well, he picked the paladin as the one that would be sneaking around, spying on people. So Blame him.
Okay. The next morning, I guess you all are planning on heading off to Ilmarsh now.
Yes.
Okay. You get directions, and you find that Ilmarsh is only about 30 miles down the coast. However, the road is in poor repair, and it's frequently washed out by floods. So, it's going to take you a little less than a day actually riding to get there. And as you set off from Thrushmore, you can see that the sky is, it's going to promise that it's going to rain sometime during the day.
It's raining here right now.
Everything is all dark and gloomy. And as you as you're a couple miles outside of Ilmarsh, and what is a quay? Oh, okay. Looking at you're coming in and you're able to see the lake, and as I said, there's a storm coming in, and you know, it- it's getting kind of it's not dark due to nighttime, but it's the skies are dark and visibility's down a little bit. And out in the lake, you see the stone platform that's used for loading and unloading ships. And as you're coming by the quay, about 50 yards from shore, you see the single mast trawler fighting the whitecaps. You can see the name Isinglass can be made out on the boat's prow. Uh, you see a lone figure scurrying about the deck of the ship, and there are several large tarp-covered objects lashed to the deck. And you can tell that he's kind of having trouble. He's attempting to manage both the sail, the tiller to keep the vessel upright and to bring it safely into shore. Um, and you can see all this happening from the road as you come by.
Um, I'll offer to use one of my not mutagens, one of my potion thingies on Damon and give him the fly ability if he wants to go out and start helping.
Yeah, I'll do that. I was just trying to figure out how to get out to the boat. There's no way I could have.
Yeah, I'll offer up my fly abilities.
Okay, I'll take it. And
Can you give us an overnight rest before we get going here, Winter?
Sure can.
Maybe a couple, because we are hurt.
Again, I'll use my cure potions to top everyone up.
I'm going to put mage armor on myself. Because Winter has
Okay.
threatened me, and I am feeling threatened.
yeah, and I'll take the potion and fly out to the ship to offer my aid to the guy.
Vok, you can't see it, but in the background, I'm doing this little rap dance.
Okay.
Why are we helping these people?
Pokemon?
Because they need help.
Why are we helping these people?
That's reason enough.
Okay.
Okay, yes, Damon drinks the potion and manages to,
Wait, I'm gonna say, wait, Damon, before you go, I'm going to touch you and give you a tattoo, and now you can use Dimension Door once today.
Oh, thank you. And I turn to Levis and thank you very much.
that was so nice of you.
I just don't want to lose him. Never know.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
he might go out there and get grabbed and dragged down to the lake, and then it's like, ah, shit, just detour out, dude, detour out.
Okay, and you managed to fly over and land on the boat, and needless to say, the occupant is supposed to see you.
Apparently,
Look,
I'm gonna.
I'll go for it.
Well, apparently, I've been left to stand on the shoreline.
I'll give you a flying potion, but you don't seem inclined to help.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering why we were helping.
Well, I'm not there,
Because
so I
the
can't
boat
answer
was
that.
floundering. We're not going to leave someone in distress when we can lend them a hand. Besides, maybe they'll be able to help us on our mission.
You have weird ways.
Okay, Damon, the guy on the boat says, grab the tiller and, keep the upright.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll grab the tiller, keep it upright, and try my
Okay,
best, and keep an eye on him, and maybe use detect evil on him.
and, yes, you are not detecting any evil coming from him.
Okay. Do
Let's
you need me to
see.
roll anything for the tiller?
Yeah, I was looking to see what you have. I need you to make yeah, let's make two strength checks.
Okay. Just so you know, I'm notorious for rolling ones.
Well, you didn't roll any of them, so you're good. Um,
Sorry, I missed that.
Don't
What are we
feel too
rolling?
bad. Winter is too.
What are we rolling? I missed that. I apologize.
he's trying to keep the boat upright, and
Okay.
with the waves and everything, you managed to keep the boat upright for a little bit, and a wave gets it and hits the boat, and it runs aground upon the quay, and um, both you and the guy on the boat uh, get thrown off onto the quay, and miraculously, you ended up on the quay instead of in the water. And you, as you're pulling yourself up there onto the platform, you're watching this trawler and its cargo being dashed up against the side of the quay. And
Do I see the other guy who was on the ship with me?
Yes, he's close by to you there, and he's banged up, but he's still alive, and he looks a little pissed and kind of little downtrodden as well.
Okay.
And you're
Go for it.
actually you actually get a chance to get a better look at him. And uh he's wearing this leather apron, and it's got all kinds of stains and burn marks. And he's got a set of goggles that have multicolored lenses on his forehead. He's got white hair that's spiky from the wind, and it's sticking out in tangles in all directions. He's got an almost manic look. Um, his red rimmed, sleep deprived eyes, and
You're just describing me now.
that's just about any of us. Um, he's standing there and he's like, this is this is a bitch. It's gonna take forever to get my equipment back.
You heard him. He doesn't want to be saved. Let's go.
I'm not gonna go. Sorry, I'm friend. I mean, I tried my best. But at least you're alive. It still gives you something that gives you a chance to recover.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm Horace Croon, and I appreciate your assistance back there. I know it wasn't your fault.
I put my head out and said, "Nice to meet you, Horace Firm. My name is Damon Gray."
What were you doing out there, Horace?
Um, I was conducting experiments out near the Turn Rocks with some new equipment that I'm developing. And, he kind of looks over at the wreckage of his ship, and he's staring at the whatever's underneath the tarp and so forth. And uh you know I have to use the quay here because these damn local hooligans vandalized my equipment once, and so I've had to, not everyone uses this, and so it's kind of private out here.
You have a problem with vandals?
Well, there's hooligans in town and whatnot.
Want me to take care of them? I can do it for a price.
We can help you for free, and you'll probably kill them, which will probably not help you out.
Don't listen to him.
uh, yeah, he just kind of looks at you and is not quite sure what to say, and then he just continues,
Don't
I'd,
forget I'm sitting astride Bob.
that it's what?
I'm sitting on Bob. Remember, there's my mount.
I can guarantee the hooligans will never bother you again for a nominal fee.
I appreciate the offer, sir.
I could totally sick my
Ma'am.
big ass cock on them.
Uh, and he continues by saying that, he had hired a crew of local fishermen to handle the boat for him, and they were headed back into land as the storm blew in, and the chicken shits that they are, they just dove overboard and swam to shore, leaving me out there all by myself.
So they're cowards.
I didn't know that beforehand, but yes, they are. So, what brings you all down this part of the road?
Well, we were walking along and they saw my chicken and they started running away. So I'm not sure these guys will help you much better than the other ones.
I just like violence.
We were
Well,
looking for a friend of ours. He would have ridden into town the last couple days or so. He was probably pushing his horse pretty hard. I don't suppose you've seen anyone like that.
Well, in this end of the world, we don't get many visitors, and I was out in the lake I was out in the lake yesterday, and I noticed a rider coming to town, but other than to note that there was a rider, I didn't pay much attention to him.
We'll ask about town. Thanks for at least we know that he made it here safely. If you don't mind me asking, what sort of work were you conducting out there? What were you trying to do?
Uh, I was testing a new piece of equipment, and well, I can't give you a whole lot of details on it, but it is a a subaqueous exploration and research vessel.
Sounds fascinating.
Oh, it is, and I can't wait to introduce it to the world. And I really appreciate you all helping me, as much as you could. And I'm gonna get busy here, salvaging my equipment. And yeah, he just kind of starts muttering to himself, and you can hear that, where the hell did I leave my horse and cart this time? And uh, he just truly becomes oblivious that you're all still there. He's just talking to himself and picking up bits and pieces of equipment. And he walks over to where one of the tarps is. And, it's kind of blown halfway off. And you see what appears to be a large fish made out of riveted iron plates and several pieces of unidentified machinery, and he just kind of pulls the tarp back over it.
Does anyone know engineering?
Oh no, I don't actually.
Sure don't.
Or me.
And so anyway, he's not paying any more attention to you guys.
Okay,
I-
well, continue on.
I'm just along for the ride. I'm seeing where this help people for nothing thing, how this pans out.
You just help them and then move on with your life.
Well, had the paladin made 2 successful strength checks, that would have gave you 6,400 experience points.
So he's a failure.
uh,
Do you have a strength belt?
Yeah, I have just a +2 strength. So
Oh, I'm stronger than you.
yeah, well, I'm new, so I
Too
just
bad
had to
you
buy
didn't
one.
offer to help instead of him. Oh.
Well, no one asked me.
okay.
Yeah, I pretty much bought all the basic gear just to get my character up and running.
No judgment.
That and I'm new to real high level because my highest level in Pathfinder right now is a 7 ranger.
Well, you know what? After it gets, it starts to become mush after like level 10. I hardly see a difference.
By the way, this is a map, Avalon Bay, and where you're headed. A on the map is where you're currently at with the stone quay. And out in the distance, you see a set of small rocky islands, and they're very steep-sided, and those are the turn rocks that Forrest was talking about. Okay, and as you continue your journey, you see the town of Ilmarsh, and it is surrounded on 3 sides by swamp. And the closer you get to town, the more you become aware of this dank, mildewy odor everywhere. And um, and quite honestly, if you spend any time in this town, um, the smell usually takes about a week before it gets out of your clothing and equipment. But this horrible mildew odor, and you're actually coming into town. On the north end of town. Um, from what you know about Ilmarsh is, I mean, it is just a horrible place to live. It smells bad. It is a small town with a sheriff and no militia. And overall, it is kind of a poor town. Y'all there?
Yep.
Okay.
I am here.
I was starting to think, damn, am I muted again?
No, I'm just trying to figure. I'm just listening for when what direction we're aiming for here.
Well, maybe we should find the sheriff and ask him if the riders come here.
Okay.
Yeah, we could look up the sheriff.
Just from looking around, you can see a town square. There's a town hall. There's an inn. There's a fish market, a tavern, a general store. What looks to be an apothecary. A boat maker. And you do notice the hall of the Reckonite Order of the Indomitable Sea.
Have we ever heard of that before?
Someone want to throw a knowledge religion?
Don't have it.
They are dedicated to Gazra.
The chicken god.
Oh, so Bob will be excited. And you can see people milling around town.
I would like to go to the fish market.
Okay, the fish market.
Celine cannot say no to fish.
Is actually right ahead of you. It's a long open shed. The entire area reeks with the odor of fish. On the ground and the blood-stained tables, you see scales and fish guts.
I'm going
And
to. Sorry, go ahead.
it's early afternoon, so it's not too busy right now.
I'm going for look the juiciest, freshest, already gutted fish that I can find.
Okay, and the fish market guy says, yes, we've got fish.
Yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious.
And you know, he holds up this huge mackerel.
How much?
And he's like, now, you know, this is a special mackerel. It was caught by a cleric.
Why
Does
do
that
I
make
care
a difference?
Why do I care who caught it?
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
wondering.
I was trying to go for a holy mackerel joke, but
Oh,
How much?
for you, sir, hell, I
Ma'am.
don't know, ma'am.
Does the boobs and the vagina not kind of tip off that my?
Are you showing off both of those?
Well,
That's kind of disturbing.
The
might get a
boobs are
better
pretty,
price.
The boobs are pretty obvious, but I would think the the pointed crotch piece might be pretty uncomfortable on a man.
Well, you know, he's kind of staring at your horns.
Fair enough.
And yeah, whatever the standard price for fish is, you know, 1 silver piece for this fine specimen.
Okay. I'll flip him this over.
Okay, and he flips you a fish.
And without
Does
missing
he
a
actually
beat,
throw it at him?
Well, no, he handed it to him.
Aw, that's no fun.
Gingerly.
without missing a beat in front of everyone, I immediately start eating the fish raw as we go towards our destination.
Hey man, sushi's the thing. Not gonna judge. Although you're gross.
Okay, you do see some people milling around and so forth.
Can we tell what they're milling around for, or is it just sort of general milling?
Yeah, it's just you know, people out on their everyday errands and so forth.
Well, I am just kind of going with the flow here at the party, and eating my fish.
And while you're eating your fish, can I get everybody to make a perception check?
Yeah, I have that ability.
And Darius, you notice out in the bay, you catch a glimpse of this large serpentine creature, just right before it disappears beneath the waters of the lake.
I'll point. Did anyone else see that?
Nope.
Nope.
It
What
looked like a
was it?
giant serpent.
Oh, do you want to go fishing?
Not if that's out in the lake, no.
Um,
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
the guy at the fish market says, "Oh, you've seen the Watcher in the bay."
What's the
And
Watcher in the bay?
let's see. It's kind of like our good luck charm.
Does it taste good?
Beat me to it.
We wouldn't eat our good luck charm.
Does he eat you ever?
Um, let's see.
Like, you can't prove that.
No, he doesn't. Let's see. Yeah, at this point in time, he's just there as our town guardian. He protects us from, threats from the sea and whatnot. And it's a good sign that you've seen him. The fishing's been kind of poor of late, and the neighbors ain't been seen for a while. Maybe they got fed up with all those foreigners here about lately and just up and left. But things are so bad that we haven't even seen the Watcher in the bay for a while, and that's never a good sign.
Well, we just saw him.
Your
And
luck
that
is changing.
that is a good sign, hopefully.
Did you ever consider the Watchers eating all the fish you're supposed to be catching?
No, he would never do that.
He's never done that before.
We should gut him and see if he's full of fish. That's the only way to know for sure.
And the church has been unable to figure out what's wrong with the fishing, or even what happened to the neighbors.
What church?
The Order of the Reckonite Order. The Reckonite Order of the Indomitable Sea.
Wow, that's a name.
I don't. Hey, Paladin, have you heard of that deity or that religion?
No, I haven't.
You're not gonna roll for it.
I don't
We-
have. I don't
we
even
did
have
roll.
religion.
I rolled and I didn't learn anything.
Religion is not one of my skills I took.
Yeah, why would a paladin have that?
He knows about Serenade. He doesn't need to know about other religions.
Hey,
Sorry,
he doesn't have knowledge of religion. He doesn't know about Samurai either.
Yeah, I'm a fighter, but I took all social feats. I'm not the kind of fighter that hits people with weapons. That was unduly harsh. I'm sorry.
Okay, is there anything else you want to ask Fish Guy?
You keep mentioning the neighbors. Where do they live?
The neighbors live on down the road a bit. Not that there's a road to get there. They pretty much keep to themselves, except when they need something from town. But we haven't seen them in a while, and that should strike some recollection, because the stable guy, when he was talking of the Musties, he also referred them as the neighbors. No one outside of Illmarsh knows exactly where these neighbors live, and none have ever been seen around Thrushmore.
They sound kind of a reclusive lot.
Yes, they are very reclusive. And say, stranger, what brings you to town?
We were looking for one of our friends. He got a head start coming out here. Maybe you saw him. He would have come in on the last day or two. He would have been riding his horse, probably pushing it pretty hard.
Nope. Haven't seen any riders through town lately. Not that I've seen. Perhaps he went to see the neighbors down bay.
Do people often go to visit the neighbors? I heard that that wasn't all that common.
No, but if he come this way and he's not in town, that would be the next logical place for him to go.
Have the neighbors ever caused trouble for you people?
Um,
You might be muted if you were answering.
okay, did I miss something?
No.
Winter, you there?
Winter, come back.
Oh, I'm sorry. uh, what was the last part you heard?
Damon asked us about the neighbors causing trouble, and we never heard anything. Anyway.
Yes. No, the neighbors have never caused us any trouble, and they keep to themselves except when they need to trade for supplies.
Oh, what sort of supplies are they interested? Maybe we can do a little trading with them.
He looks at you and he goes, "You're probably better off to leave the neighbors alone."
I will roll a diplomacy. Say, they're just friends of ours. We would like to talk to them. Can you tell us about them and where they are?
I think that's actually bluff.
Uh, you know, I've seen them in town. I don't know exactly where they live at. They come to trade like anyone else.
And you said they haven't come in any time recently?
No, it's been a while since we've seen any of them.
Is that unusual?
Not that we see them often, but we see them regularly. And it's just been quite a while, and it's just strange that we haven't seen them, and the fishing's been poor of late. So
I guess.
anyway, guys, I have work to do, so can I sell you something? If not, have a good day.
I hand over my eaten fish, which is just spine, head, and tail, and I put it in his hand and say, "Thank you. Throw that away from me, please."
He looks disgusted, but he doesn't say anything and throws it away.
I thank him for his help. So I guess we go look for the marshal. It was.
That seems to be it. I'm just following the smarter people.
Okay.
It's like a torrential downpour outside here.
See. Who is the town hall? Okay. As you walk around town, you ask a couple people where they might find the law and so forth, and people direct you to the town hall.
I am the
And
law.
on the way to the town hall, you notice this trio of gentlemen start to walk up to you. And he goes, can I talk to you all? In that stern sheriff voice that they have.
I don't know, can you?
I'd be delighted to talk to you, Toothy Grin.
Can I ask why you all are in town?
Looking for a friend of ours who came in the other day. He would have been riding his horse rather hard. We were hoping to catch up to him.
And let's see. He raises his eyebrows when you ask about the rider, and you all been asking a whole bunch of questions since you've been into town. Since you've been in town.
You don't like questions, Sheriff? That's a strange thing in a law, man.
Well, it's always suspicious when you got outsiders asking questions about the town and so forth.
We're new here. There's no other way to learn but to ask questions. We didn't know it was such a sore subject for you.
I'd like to roll and intimidate.
Okay.
I'd like to. She straightens up. Her tail flutters, and she looks at the sheriff, and she asks, why people keep going up and asking her why she's here and why they're making her feel unwelcome. Because she hates it when people make her feel unwelcome.
Oh, he just kind of looks over at you and says, "Put your tail down. I'm not here to arrest you or anything." As
That's
a matter of fact, I was sent here to find out why you were in town, and if I'm happy with your answers that you're not here to cause trouble, the mayor would like to talk to you.
Oh, we never cause trouble. At least not most of us.
I am filled with the very cream of goodness.
Yeah, Bob did it last night.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll take you to meet the mayor, and you all go into the town hall and so forth, and you go into this office, and you see this very scrawny man. Um, he's got oily skin, he's got red splotches on his cheek, and he's dressed in a formal but shabby coat and top hat. And he appears slightly out of breath. And he introduces himself as Mayor Early Greedle.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Mayor.
And he formally, let me formally welcome you all to town and so forth. And, we don't get many strangers, but we always, enjoy the foreigners that we get in here from time to time. And do a sense motive.
Anyone or
Yeah, everyone.
He looks trustworthy.
I was just gonna say, does he take money from orphans in his spare time?
all right? Everyone probably knows that Damon's a little quiet. He's still trying to find his bearings within the group, and still doesn't know exactly what's going on. I'm staring intensely at the mayor, and I may just focus in on him just to see what kind of aura he has.
Yeah, right now, your motivation for being with the group would be to find out what was so important about these riders that you got knocked out and kidnapped.
That's pretty much what I'm trying to figure out.
Um, Damon, you and Lydia, get the impression that the mayor is deeply worried about something. And, the mayor's, he's just talking about, we're a small town, we might be backwater, but, he's listing off, the bonuses of his town, it's small, it's quiet. Certain parts of the town smell less than others, but he's worried about something, and he goes, so you all are in town for what again?
We're looking for a friend of ours who would have come in the last day or two. He was probably riding his horse pretty hard. We were hoping to catch up to him here.
He looks at you and he goes, no, sir, no one like that has come to town lately. In fact, you're the first foreigners that we've had here in some time.
I see. Well, then I guess we'll have to keep looking.
And let's see, he also makes a comment that the last foreigner that was in town, um, Okay, maybe that's Elmarsh. Yeah, he goes, it's been a while since we've had any foreigners in town. The last fellow was, that Lucas fellow that showed up a while back. And, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask what was this Lucas fellow interested in?
What was who so interested in?
This Lucas fellow.
Oh, he's an importer out of Calapis, I believe. He's been staying in town the last few months trying to set up some business deals. Um, I don't think he's had much success on the account of the present troubles, but I'm sure some new investors would be just the thing to turn it around and make the deal profitable for everyone. Everyone knows we could use a little more trade and prosperity hereabouts.
This Pippin, you seem a little off, man. Is everything okay? Maybe you need some help with something?
Um, all right, I'm going to come clean with you. Something's going on in this town, and I can't sit by any longer and watch it slowly die. You probably heard of the Recondite Order of the Indomitable Sea, and it's our local temple, and, most of the town folks are loyal churchgoers. Um, Now, granted, it's no secret that the order pretty much runs this town. And, sure, I'm the duly appointed mayor, but it's the visor who pulls the strings. And I think he, or someone else in the order, is responsible for some disappearances that have gone on in town. I don't have any proof, only suspicions. But I can tell you that the temple is not all that it seems to be. And like I said, everyone in town is practically a loyal follower of Vol- uh, of Father V, including the sheriff. So there's no one that I can trust. And he goes on to tell you that they've had several people go missing recently, over a dozen to be exact. And the sheriff and his deputies haven't found hide nor hair of any of them. Not a single clue. It's like they just up and vanished. Um, People say it's part of the parcel of bad luck that we've been going through recently. But, I've got my own suspicions.
What's our suspicions of those?
Can I tell if he's telling the truth? Oh, sorry.
Yes, you can do a sense motive. I I really believe that somehow the church is responsible for these disappearances, and you can tell that he believes what he's saying.
I have a job interview tomorrow morning, so I'm wondering, if we're going to be wrapping it up shortly, or if you guys mind if I take off.
Actually, if you could hold on about 5 more minutes, we're going to finish this meeting with the mayor and call it a night.
Sounds good.
And You know, normally, uh, I, I really need your help. Normally, you would be suspects since you're strangers in town. But, you know, people noticed you when you first come to town, and uh, you can never be too careful with the strange folk hereabouts. And I'm pretty sure that you're not involved, and in these troubled times, you know, that's the only certainty that I have. And you look like the professional sorts who know your way around the business end of a blade. And I need someone from outside to look into this for me. And if you're willing, against my better judgment, I'm willing to deputize you to solve these disappearances and bring whoever's responsible to justice. And I'm beseeching you on the behalf of the good people of Illmarsh to go to the Orders Hall and take a look around. I'm sure you'll find that the priests are hiding something. And if they are behind this, you'll be removing a blight from this town and earn our gratitude. And, you know,
What does your gratitude buy?
um, I assure you, you will be well rewarded from this town's treasury. Fish isn't the only bounty we take from the sea. There's been
I think it's the
enough
only one he wants, though.
There's been enough shipwrecks and whatnot over the years that we've got some gold amassed. Surely enough to gain your services for a short time.
Mm,
I look at Darius and go, well, what do you think? Should we help him? Because I'm more declined to do it. It's one of the reasons why I'm here.
Yeah, no, it's worthwhile, and you know, we need to be in the area anyways to see if we can find traces of the rider. So, you know, kill two birds with one stone. Figuratively, we're not going to go kill birds, Celine.
I'm going to sit down with the two of you and explain how this works. See, what we're supposed to do is when we have somebody over a barrel, I give them some really high bullshit price for helping them. Then they give me a low bullshit price for helping them. Then I give them a slightly less bullshit price, and then it gets down to the middle to what we actually want. If you offer to help them before asking for the money, then they don't. We no longer have them over a barrel. They know we'll do it for nothing.
But it
We've
also,
done okay financially.
and they may also reap greater rewards too, because you never know what might have been in those shipwrecks that they might give us instead of the money.
But we can get. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Okay, gentlemen, that is our game for tonight.
I was thinking, after we finish this campaign module, because I think this is the fourth chapter, right?
Yes.
That's the last chapter, correct?
No,
No,
there's
we
six.
are on book 4 of 6.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
Yeah.
we could start another campaign after we're done this one, but we all make characters that are based on Donald Trump.
No, thank you.
So what? We'd have like 4 gunslingers?
Yes.
Or like 4 guys running around groping women.
Oh, too
See, now
funny.
you're thinking.
All right, gentlemen. We will see you next